Alright, hey you guys, it's TsubakiSwagg, and I'm coming to you with my review of Testament of Sister New Devil Burst, episode 4, and this episode was actually pretty freaking awesome, and it was nowhere near as sexual as most of the other ones are. I mean, it was still pretty sexual, like, Basra having to punish Maria and, not Yuki, what's her sister's name? Kurumi. I cannot remember her name to save my life. You guys know how I am with names. I'm horrible. So, yeah, Basara had to, like, punish Kurumi and Maria, and he, like, saved Zest, which I think is pretty fucking awesome that Zest is actually in this one, because I liked Zest. Even because it was, like, she's really not a bad person. As bad as Zolgia was, she really wasn't that bad, and she ended up helping Basra and everybody. So I mean, that makes her pretty fucking awesome, the fact that she was willing to help them. And now she's like working in the castle, and she's a maid, and she cooks, and I would love to have some of the stuff that she could, because it looked fucking delicious. Like like seriously, I love sweets, even though I can't eat a lot of sweets because of my health issues, but like that shit looked fucking delicious. Like I would have a freaking field day in that kitchen. But this episode, so we finally get to see some like plot development. I mean, even in the last couple of episodes where they showed like the sports meet when Basra had to fight Tachibana, because it turns out that Tachibana is actually a vampire, and Tachibana thought that Basra was there to kill him because Basra is or was a hero. So him and Tachibana kind of know about each other now. And then we find out that the guy who informed him about Hasegawa, the nurse, was actually a god, and he tried to kill Basra because Basra was like helping Mio and all this good stuff. And then it turns out that Hasegawa actually came and saved them. So, which makes her pretty fucking awesome. Like, she is OP as shit. Like, she's like one of the 10 gods, which is amazing. Like, I thought that maybe she was like a witch or something, but she's a god, and she gave up some of her power to live on Earth, and she is able to unlock her power to save Basra, which means that there is something more to Basra than what they're letting on. I really want to know. I mean, Basra is pretty fucking dope, and the fact that he is Jin's son, and Jin is like the demon slayer of the demon realm, is freaking amazing. I mean, they have scars everywhere, so they have well earned their battle scars from what I can tell. But and then also when they showed like Basra's power up, when the god cut his arm off and he went like berserk, and Hasegawa had to subdue him and erase part of his memory so he wouldn't know about what happened or know about his power that he unlocked, was pretty freaking awesome. Like, it threw me off a little bit. I wasn't prepared. Like, I was so angry at the end of that first episode when they showed his arm get cut off. I was like, wait a minute, what the fuck is gonna happen now? Like, what is he gonna do without his right arm? I mean, he's right-handed, but he could be like Sasuke. Sasuke got his left arm cut off and he could still use his sword with his right hand, but that's not the point. So I was so fucking pissed after that episode, and then I saw the power up and I was like, wait a fucking minute, where the fuck was this at? Like, when they were fighting Zolgia and they needed more power. Shit, like, I mean, where the hell was that? But just this episode was so freaking awesome. And we got to see Ramusus, which is the new demon lord or whatever, and he still wants to like extract the power from Mio, but they're in the demon realm right now. The demon realm actually looks very similar to Earth, and the demons in it seem pretty like docile, I guess is the best way I can describe it. It's pretty much, it reminded me a lot of Earth. And even who mentioned it? I think it was Mio mentioned that it, like, she wasn't expecting the demon realm to look like that, and it resembled Earth a hell of a lot. And Yuki pointed out that heroes in the demon realm can only use about half of their power. So if anything were to go down, which explains why they had such a hard time against Zolgia, if anything were to go down, Yuki, Kurumi, and Basara powers are probably halved. So they'd have to do some serious shit to get through whatever they needed to get through. So we find out like there are still some people who followed Wilbert, who is Mio's father or late father, that are still living like in the city, in the castle, and they are all for Mia not getting her power ripped out of her. But Rameses, who is the acting demon lord right now, of course still wants to take her power from her. And Basara, like even at one point Basara was like, well, maybe if he does take her power, then she can just live like a normal girl, blah blah blah. But then I cannot remember his name. You guys already know what the deal is, but dude with the like red patch in front pretty much told him that sure, the power can get taken out of Mio, but that doesn't mean that Mio will be okay. Like her life might be in great danger once her power is taken from her, because it was within her. So I mean, it sounds like there's probably like a 50-50 chance that Mio could survive without her powers, but really wouldn't want to risk it. And I think that Basara realized that after what was said. So he went and talked to Rameses, because at first, when they first got there, they were not welcome at all. Like where they were sleeping at was like some dusty old bunk beds in a room that looked like it had been forsaken for years. And because of old red patch dude, they got moved into some really nice rooms, which was pretty freaking awesome. I mean, they deserved better, considering that Mia should have been the new demon lord, because her father was the demon lord before her. But I mean, I guess Rameses was just being an ass. So just this episode was freaking awesome. And then of course at the end, Basara, being the person that he is, he went and talked to Rameses by himself. So I don't know how things are going to turn out with this one, honestly. Like, I really want to see what's going to happen, because Basara likes to talk a lot, and I have a really bad feeling that something bad is going to happen, because he doesn't really necessarily know how to control his tongue. So yeah, I'm so looking forward to next week's episode. Shit's about to get real. Well, not even next week, this weekend's episode, because shit is about to get real. I can't wait. So yeah, so as always, I would love to hear how you guys feel about this episode. How do you feel about the way things turn out? What do you think is going to happen? What do you think is going to happen after Basara has his word with Rameses? What do you think is going to happen to Mio? So yeah, so as always, please remember to comment, thumbs up, and subscribe. It helps me a whole lot. And this is TsubakiSwagg saying adios.